Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Carol and today I'm going to talk to you about the Ferber method. I tried this method and because I know that a lot of mothers are wondering whether it is a miraculous way of helping your child to sleep or whether it is actually a traumatic method to use. I thought I'd share with you my experience. So I've tried, the reason why I wanted to try this method is because I've been struggling to make my child sleep on his own. I have a 6-month-old baby and he's been sleeping in my arms, in my bed, and because he's been breastfeeding as well, he's been literally sleeping on my breast, and so it's been becoming very difficult to help him sleep. So I tried this method, and so I tried actually 2 weeks ago, and because so my child at the time was 5 months and a half basically. The method consists of letting your child cry. It's also called the 5-10-15 method. Why? Because you basically go to the room, you put your child in the bed, and basically you tried obviously to reassure him before, to say, I'm going to be next door, so don't worry, it's time for you to sleep now. And after 5 minutes you let him cry, you basically come back to the room just to check on him, then you leave again, you let him cry 10 minutes, you come back into the room to check he's okay, you let him cry again for basically about 15 minutes, then you come back again, he falls asleep. So I tried that. I did that for 2 days, and so my I would say review, or what I think about this method, is that it did not work for me. So I'm not here to, definitely not going to try and judge any mother. That's not what I'm going to try and do here. I don't really care, how you are going to do it, because you know what's best for you, you know what's best for your child, and I had to know what is best for me and my child. And so by trying it, to be honest, I was absolutely stressed out, because I could feel that my child was crying, not just because he's just being fussy, but he was definitely crying because he was scared. That was a kind of like a cry of fear and of anguish basically, and that did not work for me at all. And I tried, literally I made him sleep. The first time I made him cry for over an hour for an hour. I tried again basically, and I tried again for another 15 minutes, and every time he definitely did not sleep. He would definitely just kept crying and get frustrated. And actually on the first day when my husband then came, and I said, okay, just go and pick him up, because that's it doesn't stop crying anyway. So he picked him up, and obviously then he felt much more reassured. And when I went to go to my child and try and reassure him, literally my child was absolutely upset and he refused for me to touch him. And honestly, that literally broke my heart. And so I felt that that's not working, and I tried 2 days basically, and I find it quite traumatic for my child. I'm not saying that it's going to be traumatic for your child. It might actually work, but it did not work for me. However, I found an alternative, kind of using the same method but in a different way. And what I did instead is that, so I did shut the curtains, but I basically went with him basically to sleep. So I put him in his bed and I stayed with him, actually just massaging his back and actually holding his hand, and basically just holding him just to make sure that he kind of falls asleep. Obviously I made sure that he had a belly full, and that his eyes was getting heavy, so just that shows that he's actually falling asleep. And it actually worked. He actually worked within 10 minutes. So he did cry a lot. He did basically even kind of like try to fight it, really just to fight. But I just kept him kind of like still, and just kept reassuring him, not too much, but basically just kind of like humming, and basically trying to do almost like a washing machine, what kind of white noise, just by doing like very softly. And yet, well, within 10 minutes, he actually fell asleep. I tried again, I did it again basically on the same day, and then the second time, within 5 minutes, he fell asleep. And since then, basically, yeah, usually within 5 minutes, he actually falls asleep by just doing that. So hopefully, I'm not there yet, but at least hopefully after, some time, he will be able to just literally just fall asleep on his own. And he actually when he wakes up, he doesn't scream. He actually kind of like stays on his own for a while, because I have a monitor so I can check. And he just stays basically for a while, just in the bed, and then after a while, then he cries, and obviously then I come and pick him up. So it's been working this way for me. I hope that me sharing my experience is actually helping you. Obviously, you are the mother, so you will know what's best for you. It did not work for me, but hopefully you will find a way that will work actually for you. Feel free to leave a comment if you want to, if you have any questions, or if you basically have tried this method and if it worked for you or not, and if anything else, actually, if any other method that has worked for you as well, because it might help another mother. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you very soon.